Welcome to Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and I have found this cute little quilt. It's 12 by 14, so we are going to be able to get this done in a day, and it's by Patchabilities, so we know it's going to be a fun pattern to do. Now, normally when we do these type of appliques, we do the applique and the quilt top first, then we put them together and we quilt them after. Well, I'm going to change it up. I am going to do the quilt sandwich first, all of that background first, then put the appliques on and stitch around the applique. So stitching the applique is quilting on top of a quilt. But by doing it that way, I don't have to worry about going around this sewing machine with my quilting. And it's done, and then it's done, so that it can be, well, done. So the quilt has this background fabric that the machine is sitting on, and then these border squares. Now there is really no quilting in this design, but I do want to add that quilting, so I'm going to do it first. So I do have the backing, I have some batting, and for the white, I do have a nice big piece of white. So I need to start with that white square, and it is 9 inches by 11. So I have that 9 by 11, and I do want to quilt it before I add that checker border on. And I'm just going to do some straight line quilting and do a crosshatch. To do that, I do not want to lose my points, so I am going to draw my seam allowance and draw my pattern first. So for that, I'm either going to be able to use a fadeaway marker or an iron out marker. So I'm going to draw that 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around. Now that the seam allowance has been identified, I can draw whatever pattern I want to do my quilting. And my pattern is going to stay within that block. So I'm not using that seam allowance. By leaving myself that seam allowance, I will not be cutting off any points. So as I'm stitching, I keep my points, and I can use the seam allowance for trailing. So this is going to go on my batting and my backing. So to identify how much fabric I'm going to need for the back and for the batting, I already know my finished size is 12 by 14. So I just need to have that plus that little bit extra, and then I can trim it down. So a trick to keep the front squared to the back is we are going to make sure that our backing fabric and the batting are the identical size. So in this case, I am using Hobbs fusible batting. So I do have the two of them stuck together. Now I'm going to trim, and I am going to trim that backing bigger. But I do want everything nice and straight. It's not the size that I'm worried about, it's those straight edges. And for a small project like this, it really is simple to do. Now, I need to find the center, but it's going to be easy to do with all of these edges. And sometimes just folding that in half and putting a little fold with your fingers really is all we're going to need. And just put that pin in. So of course now I can find that center mark, and I want to put that piece in the center. Now I'm just going to pin base this backing fabric on. I'm not ironing it because I will lose all of my marks. Now I'm going to take it to the machine and I'm going to quilt this. I'm going to follow my quilting lines, but if I need to travel, I can travel in that seam allowance. This will all be covered with the next row. So you can see where I did any traveling into that seam allowance. So all of my points are nice. And I have most of it already quilted. So the next thing I need to add is this little checkered border. And they do give you the directions on how to make this border. But as for myself, I just sewed whatever I had left over, and that's what I'm going to use. So now I can do a stitch and flip method. which means I'm going to be able to place this on and stitch a 1/4 inch and then flip it. So I've stitched, now I'm going to flip. And I'm just going to be able to fold those back. I'm going to put a couple of pins just to anchor them. So now I can do my next 2 sides. Now these are a little bit bigger, but before I trim them off, I'm just going to draw my seam allowance. I'll just trim them off after that row of stitching. So I can now line that up and stitch and do that to both sides. Now that that's stitched on, I can trim off this little extra. Now I am going to take this, press the seams down. I'm also going to do a row of stitching all the way around, less than a 1/4 inch. It's just enough to keep this down so it doesn't flop while I'm working on it. So the quilt sandwich itself is now done. If you want, you could trim it at this point and put the binding on. But I'm going to do the applique now. Now I did use a fabric that was a little busy in the background, so you do not see as much stitching, but that's all fine too. For the rest of the project, we are going to need a fusible web. And we know that's going to fit, and I have all of my parts. So I traced out my little parts, I have ironed them on, and now I can cut them out. So this is what the pattern is going to look like, and I want to do this layer by layer. So the first thing I want to do is do that body of the sewing machine. So I'm going to take the backing off to that and just place it on, and then take my other pieces and lay them down. And that way I can make sure that this is in the right place. So I won't need all of the pieces, but just enough to know that this is where I'm going to want it. Now I'm going to take off those pieces and fuse this on and applique around. So the body of the machine is appliqued on. I did use a blanket stitch. Now we have the bottom of the machine with a quilt hanging off, and that little quilt is dimensional. So we take a piece of fabric 4 by 6 inches, fold it in half and leave an opening. Turn it right side out. So this little piece gets appliqued here, but I want to stick it underneath before I applique. You can leave it just the way it is, and you could quilt it. I'm just going to do a couple of stitches just so that it looks quilted. Now I was lucky enough to find a little piece of fabric that looked like a quilt, but you could always make a miniature quilt. I am going to stick this underneath. I can put it on a bit of an angle so it looks like I'm stitching it. So I'm going to find the placement of both of these, then take the paper off of that and stitch around. So this will be stitched underneath. So I've taken that little quilt and I've tucked it underneath. They have you just cut it and stitch it on. So either way will work. Now I could put the rest of the pieces on, fuse them, and stitch them down. So my little quilt is almost done. I will need to do some hand stitching or machine stitching to get that thread to come down. So I am going to just have a back stitch come all the way down. And I'm going to do a little stitch here for that loop. So I will not be doing any hand stitching at all. Just a little back stitch will work just fine. I changed the direction of the thread a little bit, and I did add a little decal, a little embroidery there, just to have some fun. So the last thing for this is to do a hanging sleeve and my binding. So there's the original, which is adorable, and then my take on it. It is all quilted. I love the look of that quilted back. Now I could do some quilting along the edge here if I'd like, and the back looks really nice as well. So I did this opposite. I quilted the quilt first and then I appliqued. It's just another way of getting the project done. This was a lot of fun to make. It was fun being able to quilt the quilt first and then put the machine on afterwards. It's just another way of doing the project. Now, I will put a link in the description if you would like to get this pattern from Patchabilities, but you can find it at a lot of quilt stores. I think this is a great project to make for a gift. If someone who is sewing or even starting sewing, it's such an encouragement and a fun thing to give away. And it is so fun that I am going to give this one away to someone who is part of my newsletter. So all you have to do is be part of the newsletter and you will have a chance to win this. I will finish it, put the binding and a hanging sleeve on for you. But in the meanwhile, I just wanted to thank you for taking your time and spending it with me in my sewing room. And I will put a link in the description to the newsletter if you would like to sign up. Thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I do have that newsletter. It's all free under Sew Very Easy. And be sure to make every day a Sewtacular day. Bye for now.